He became an overnight sensation. However, it wasn't an easy ride. Welcome to WhatsApp Presents Just Between Us by Filmfare, a show where I get my guests to reveal the people in their lives who have been a part of their journeys and those moments and conversations that have mattered. I'm Jitesh Pillai. My guest on the show is a person whose personal journey is no less than a film script itself. Please welcome Pratik Gandhi. Thank you and welcome Pratik to WhatsApp Presents Just Between Us by Filmfare. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Pratik, my first question to you is this. Are there directors who ignored you in your initial days who you are currently ignoring?
Well, I would not say that's the case, actually. But yeah, there were, because when I was approaching people, I had no clue who am I approaching to, or how to approach them, and how to go about it, whom to meet. So I had no idea about it. It's just that secondary, tertiary level of people is what I used to get in touch and ask them, कि कहीं पर कुछ audition है तो बताना, कहीं कुछ हो रहा है तो बताना. And when I shifted to Bombay, it was a time of television, when television was a big phenomena all over the country. And new teleseries were launched almost every day, and we used to see new fresh faces on TV. So first I thought that that's the place that I should start with, because I had no idea whom to meet for films, because films always seemed very big, unreachable. And I was absolutely clueless there. So yeah, that happened a lot. But now I guess, because it took me 16 years to reach here, so in that span of time, a lot of people changed. A lot of people are now, I guess, no more a part of this world. They have changed their profession also. So
So when you got a call from Hansel Mehta Scam 1992, who was the first person you reached out?
WhatsApp conversation happened with my brother and my wife on that common group that we have.
Yeah.
And personally, I spoke to my father when I came back, because I was shooting for a film in Bhuj.
Correct. What did you say to your father?
The message I typed, I guess, is that guess what happened just now? Hansel Mehta called. And then I waited for the reaction.
How many WhatsApp groups are you currently a part
Oh,
of?
I might be having more than 30 WhatsApp groups. And what happens now? See, this is very interesting. With each new play, with each new film, we have a WhatsApp group, which never get dissolved. So with each project, the number of WhatsApp groups increasing.
And do you reply to all the messages?
Most of the time, I try to, or else most of the time, I'm an observer. So I read and enjoy. Because see, there is one group which I guess I'm sure everybody will have in their WhatsApp, is their school group. That to a primary school group. That suddenly we found everybody. And then a secondary or higher secondary school group. Because I studied in two different schools, so I have two different groups. Then there is a college group. Then from my office.
What was the biggest problems you faced when you gave auditions before Scam 1992? Did you ever feel dejected?
Yes, so long back when I had just started giving auditions and all. I guess way back in 2004-5, I'm talking about. I went to an audition, and multiple auditions went like that, where it was difficult for me to just gauge that what exactly they want and how do I, perform so that they get satisfied. Because most of the time, what used to happen is that I used to feel this can be done differently also. Should I try this? Should I give you an option to this? But most of the time, it so happened that they wanted something very specific, which I guess it just didn't get translated to me. So it happened that half of the audition, and they said that okay, that's okay, we'll let you know. So in between, when they cut you, okay, you don't need to do further. Then you understand, okay, it's not working. And I guess back then, I just had that small phone, Nokia's, those 8250 and all those kind of phones. So we used to text each other, SMS and all.
Who?
So me and my brother, my cousins, those who were actually, they were the fallback.
Tell me their names. And
so Puneet, my brother, so me and my brother, we shifted here and we were staying on rent. And my cousins are here. One of my cousin's friend who was our friend. So I guess I just had a group of 4-5 people that I used to talk to. So Meghna, my cousin, then Kajal, of course, and my aunt. So I just used to talk to them कि यार आज तो ऐसा हो गया पता ही नहीं चला कुछ क्या है.
Back in 2006, the floods made you and your family leave Surat and move to Bombay. Before that, you had already been in Bombay. But then,
Yeah, that was a big change for everybody in the family. In fact, when that flood came, me and my brother we used to stay here in Bombay, Parla East, in a rented house. And my one of my friends, close friends, he's a schoolmate, Kushang, and his parents are also there, and he used to work in Bangalore, one of the IT companies. So he also called that there is a massive flood in Surat, and his house was drowned first because that was a low lying area. And then I got a call from one of my friends that your area is also completely drowned, and we immediately lost the mobile connection, so could not even speak to my father. So then Kushang, he flew down from Bangalore to Bombay, and from Bombay to Navsari, we went by train, and trains were not going beyond Navsari. So we got down at Navsari, and from there we just took a cab. We reached to the closest possible destination to Surat, and I guess we at one point we both started walking to our houses. So we walked for almost 5 hours, and then the moment I reached my place, it was like the water was still my shoulder. So I kept my bag on my head and I just kept walking to my house. I still remember that sight. The moment I entered my lane, because अंदर सोसाइटी में तब तक पानी उतर चुका था, बट एवरीबडी वाज अंडर स्ट्रेस. सबके सामान बाहर थे, सबने जो अनाज भर रखा था वो सब, बिकॉज इट वाज ऑल ड्राउन, so it was all stinking like hell. They all threw it out because then it had to be clean. And I saw my parents, and they both just cried looking at me because they never expected that somebody will be able to come there. So in just 1.5 days, I cleaned the whole house, and I booked a car from Surat to Bombay. And without thinking anything, I just got them here. So let's just settle down first, and we'll see what to do next. And I guess that was a moment, I guess, when we decided that we are not taking any chance anymore. It's enough, because from last almost 10 years that we've been, staying like this. When I was studying in hostel, my brother was studying in a different hostel, different city. My parents were there alone. So I guess that was a time where we decided that now we are going to stay together, come what may.
Tell me, how did you meet your wife? Is it a love marriage or an arranged marriage? I believe she's also an actor.
Yes, it's a complete love marriage.
Oh, okay. Would you like to tell me something about that story?
So we met first at Prithvi Theatre, where I was performing one of the plays, and I just happened to see her in the audience. And I thought that I would like to meet her. And then I came to know from a common friend that she is also an actor. Then I pushed a common friend, Kajal actually, that please get me introduced. I want to talk to her. And I pursued her for almost 1.5 years just for a cup of a coffee.
Why is that?
Yeah, because she always used to feel कि यार क्यों मिलना है. So the moment you call, okay, let's meet up for a coffee, and she would say why. So I never had answer of why. I just wanted to meet her, talk to her, know her. That's it. But I guess I pursued her for very strongly for 1.5 years, where I'm sure I must have given all possible hints, which I don't know, but she must have understood. And then finally we met for a coffee, and that's how it started. And December 2008, we got married.
While you were doing a corporate job, tell me about were there close friends and colleagues who knew you were?
Oh yes, I can say that I was always blessed to have good people around me.
Who were they? Tell me their names and all that.
So my entire family, my cousins, so Puneet, Bhamini, my wife and my brother, and Meghna, Vipul, they are my cousins. Kajal, she's a friend, she's a guide, she's a cousin, whatever. Then Kajal's father, Manhar Gadia, who used to run one of the biggest PR company for Gujarati theatre, and he's the man whom I met first when I came to Bombay. So he got me introduced to some of the theatre directors and all, and that's how I started in this professional theatre world of Bombay, the Gujarati theatre world. So I owe it to him big time, because it was him who actually helped me get through these things in my initial days. Then Kamlesh Mota, who's running Bharatiya Vidya Bhavans. So he was one of the guys that I met first. Then in my corporate job, my supervisor, who was the head of HR for Reliance for this that company, Mr. Bimal Roy, he also supported me a lot. Mr. Deepak Chawla, he was group HR president, because they also, somewhere they loved art a lot. They still love art a lot. So, and they have seen all my plays. In fact, all my colleagues, there were so many of colleagues, those who have seen all my plays, they used to come on Saturday Sundays for my shows and all. So they knew that what am I doing.
Did so your Pratik, father did your dad, like everyone else's dad, job?
He was never that kind of a guy, though he himself did the job of a teacher whole his life, but he was always an artist from within, and he believed in that whatever you enjoy, you should do it.
When in doubt, professionally or personally?
Oh yes. So my wife and my brother, these are two people that I can reach out for any topic in the world, and we just discuss. So that there are a lot of things that we discuss, be it script, be it some situation, be it a message, how to reply, whom to talk, how to go about it, everything and anything. So I guess our dinner time is the time where we discuss everything.
Nice.
My office.
How has your family and especially your daughter reacted to your success in the last 1.5 years?
They are very happy with whatever happened in last 1.5 years, and our life changed 360-degree. So that's a very happy moment, because I guess with me, my whole family also dreamt for it, and we are all living our joint dream together. So a best phase of our life. But what? My daughter is she is experiencing something very different and very weird for her. That why is everybody coming and talking to you like that? Do you know him or her? I said no. And why do they want your photograph? So I said I don't know, but because they must have watched one of my films or this show, and that's how they want to take a photograph. Then she laughs. Now she counts. "Arey, he also knows you, I think. Papa, he's looking at you. He'll come and ask for photographs." She just said it, so for her, it's a different world now.
Do you think any other actor would have done Scam 1992 better than you?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a difficult question to answer, though.
Okay, I'll quickly jump into a rapid fire with you. What did you watch of Abhishek Bachchan? What did you think of?
So I saw Big Bull. I mean, I could not watch it full. I'm yet to watch the full film, but I had seen initial half an hour or a 1 hour film while I was traveling. I had seen it. I actually see. I was very curious to know that how will they put the whole big story in 2 hours. So
Politically correct. Politically correct.
Yeah, that's a very challenging thing. Yeah.
Looking back, would you have done anything differently?
Oh my God, what a question. And yesterday only I was talking to somebody that if I look back and if somebody asked me that what do you want to change going back, in time, I think I don't want to change anything, because whatever that I did, multiple things, multiple different jobs, whatever that I did, have added such a lot of value in my life, in my craft, me as a person. I am blessed to have done such a lot of things, and blessed to have this kind of experiences. But one thing that I want to change, if I can, if I am given a power, if that I want to get my father back.
When you watch a bad film or a bad show, what's your first reaction to it, and who do you?
जिसने पहले अगर बताया ना मुझे कि you should watch this film, पहले तो I message them.
Do you have a confidant who you can literally say anything to?
Yeah.
Yeah, who is he?
My brother.
Tell him everything.
I tell him everything.
One film that you watched multiple times.
One film that I watched multiple times is Sholay.
What's the weirdest compliment you?
The weird compliment is that, sir, please talk to me right now. And that right now was 2 o'clock at night. And I didn't even know who's she, where is the number that where did she got my number from? I had no clue. And then she started calling me on WhatsApp. So yeah, that was the scariest thing, that how do you answer this and how do you take this? Okay, take your pick. Hathiram Chaudhary in Patalok or Shrikant Tiwari in Family Man? Hathiram Chaudhary.
When was the
last time you watched a show and WhatsApp someone ki
I last month.
last
Month during the shoot, I was watching one random show, and I said, "ये क्या है? कुछ भी मतलब."
You won't tell me
Don't
the
ask
name.
me the name. Don't ask me the name.
If you had to send the line "risk hai to ishq hai," which actor would you send it to?
Which actor? Risk hai to ishq hai. I think Rajkumar Rao.
Did you led a hard life and have struggled really to get here personally while shooting for the show? Did you ever?
So his initial days of struggle and his initial days, the way he actually lived, the way he started seeing that dream that I want to just break out from this. I want big things in my life, So I could relate to those initial days of Arshad Mehta, where he was actually fighting the classist system. He was fighting that, to create his place in a space where nobody like him was ever welcome. So I guess those things were very close. कि हाँ यार ऐसा ही होता है when you actually have a dream where आपका कोई लेना देना नहीं है, आप ऐसी जगह जाना चाहते हो, ऐसा कुछ करना चाहते हो, then what all you have to go through and how you find your ways. So I could relate to that.
Did you ever feel empathy for him?
Yeah, sometimes I felt that for his initial days for sure, but as and when the journey started, from that confidence तक ठीक था, पर वो जब arrogance और ego तक पहुंचा, then it was an issue. So वो ऐसा था कि अरे यार ये फिर ऐसा एज अ थर्ड पर्सन आई कुड सी कि अरे ये यहाँ से अगर मतलब if you are playing a chess and as a third person if I see it I can say that don't do this, don't do that, don't take that. So I felt that कि अरे यार अगर सामने होते तो बोल देता कि बस इधर रुक जाना.
Do you have a group of friends who are your harshest critics?
Yeah, they're my harshest critics. Honest critics.
Yeah.
So one of them is Niren Bhatt, who's the writer himself. So when he watches anything, and I have to be absolutely sure that इनका जो भी वर्ड आएगा ना वो मतलब पूरी अलंकारित भाषा में पूरा डिटेल क्रिटिक मिल जाता है कि यार ये खराब था, ठीक है. And one of my friends, a school friend, Tarak Mehta from Surat. So he has nothing to do with art and the field. So it's just because of me that he's seen all my plays right from school time till today. So his review after the play or a film is very important to me because he is the real audience.
Okay. Rate in the order of the role that you would like to play. Pankaj Tripathi in Mirzapur, Manoj Bajpayee in Family Man, Jaideep Alawat in Patal Lok, Jitendra Kumar in Panchayat.
Exactly the reverse.
Which means?
Panchayat, Patal Lok, Family Man, and the last one.
Was there ever a film you lost
role that you auditioned
you
for?
could have done better than the actor who finally played the
You
role?
lost.
मैं WhatsApp करता हूँ आपको.
जरूर करना. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pratik, for giving me a peek into your life, the hardships, and the wonderful times you have spent along with your family and closed ones. It's indeed been quite a star-crossed journey for you. Thank you so much for sharing your most private moments just between us.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.